Okay, here we are. As you can see, the motor's on. Everything's tidied up. It's all plumbed. Radiator is all plumbed. We got the fuel lines on, electrical. Everything's tied down. Everything's in place. It could go right on the racetrack right now. Other than we've got to get a little mount down here yet for the silencer. But you see the issue I've got right with this exhaust, with the KZ or ICC type, front carb, rear exhaust, is that we're limited on where we can put this radiator and the size of the radiator, I guess, unless we want it to be a billboard. Originally, I was going to take this particular radiator and move it from here. It was originally going to go this way. Problem is, I'm not sure. It might fit from here all the way out to here, but what I didn't want to do is I didn't want this tire sandblasting my radiator, and I didn't want to have to put like an inner fender well or something there. I just didn't want to do all that, man. That was productive for me. I mean, that's not what I wanted to do. So, actually, hey, look at that. I got one more hose. It's got to go to the bottle on the back of the headrest. But so you see what we got going on. It's moving it inside the frame rail caused us to have to move the air sideways. And of course, you're always with it down. You're going to have to bring the air down. So down and over is what we're doing. This vertical line or horizontal line here is the side panel height. So there's going to be a hole in the side panel. The side panel comes to here and to here. That's the width of it right out of the mold, 11.5 inches. And then so this would be our centerpiece and the other piece of side panel over here. So what we've got, Todd asked me, how about putting two directional vanes in there, and this is where I'm going to put the one that we're going to do, because I think once we get up to speed on the track, I think the air isn't going to have any issue cooling the top or very back side of this thing. We certainly didn't have any problem with air in this section here with what we learned yesterday, which was not a heck of a lot. Could I put two of them in there? Yes. The issue would be I'd have to literally saw cut this thing, section it, because you can't get your hands in there to bond it in. The only other option would be to make the vane out of aluminum, make a good template, and then put tabs on the aluminum, bend the tabs, and literally pop rivet through here into the tab to hold it in place. That way you could take them off if it didn't work or you wanted to change it up. You could take it off and do it again. But again, aluminum's not cheap. You don't want to keep farting around with a bunch of aluminum too. So I think what we're going to do, this is what I'm going to go with here. I'm going to put one here. And also what I'm going to do, as you see there's some more lines on here. I'm going to end up cutting this out. There will be a hole here, and I'm going to lay up a partial piece on the old model here. So what we're going to do is actually simulate what Tony's got going on his 250, which is a secondary hole underneath that'll be on the bottom side of this directional vane. It will literally be feeding only that part, whereas this will be feeding either both or the rest. So, and I can set this up, but not put it on, and run just the air box with the directional vane, one vane in it, right? And give it a go, and then we can go ahead and cut it and hog it and just, put it on with duct tape or 5-minute epoxy or something to track. I mean, here's where the testing is not part of the fashion show. Does it? Yeah, it bothers me. It hurts me that, if you're going to go test something, it should be aesthetically nice, pleasing to the eye. But you know what? It is what it is. This isn't a full-blown test. It's a race event, and we have to use the time offered to us in the best way we can. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, when I get off here, I'm going to take this bad boy over to Rich's place and just glass it back together, front and back. Go ahead and lay up that extra piece from here down. Up the side here, I'm going to give myself plenty of extra. We'll probably only end up using about that much, you know, just to drop it down as an addition to what's already here, and cut it back actually. But you know, we'll get that stuff done, and then we'll come back and work on some other things. We're going to alter the seat just a little bit. Found that when we formed this seat, I was about 180 pounds. Right now I'm about 212, folks. So when we put the seat in the car, we have to literally spread it, you know, spread the ass so I can get in the damn thing. And what happens is it moves quite a bit here, but it doesn't move all that much across here. And what I'm getting is I'm getting pushed in my legs, and it's uncomfortable. So what we're going to end up doing is cutting some of this back. We'll cut some of it. We'll peel the covering off. We'll cut it back, and then we'll spray some glue, and we'll fix it back up. That's going to make me a little more comfortable. Yeah, I should just lose some weight, you know, but easier said than done. You know, we're doing what we can. So that's it for now. Obviously, in the future, we can just make changes to the box until we get something that we know is working as well as it's going to work. Heck, we may even have to move this radiator. Thank God we don't weld everything on, right? Because we may end up having to change this around altogether. It's just fiberglass, right? You take pieces off, you hang them on the wall, and you make new ones, and you start over again. I mean, that's what we do. But we could literally take part of that triangle piece, you know, cut the top off of it and glue it right on here if we had to. And you may see that happening on videos in April. So that's it for now. We're going to get a pipe mount, silencer mount made today. Probably cut and alter that seat. And we'll get the fiberglass laid up here and this partial going. And then we're going to have to start working up a directional vane to go on the inside of there too. Hoping to get this stuff done middle of the week so we can by the end of this coming weekend, the side panels and centerpiece, which I've still got to make the centerpiece, easy enough to do and easy enough to cut up and fit. We're going to have to make some mounts to hold these quarter panels in place, right? Other than, you know, Zeusing them on, we're going to have to cut about the center line here, right, and fitting everything together on both sides. So we got a bit of work to do, but that isn't nothing. We're going to get some late nights here as we get close. But that's it from RPM headquarters in Rockin' Racin' Roseville. We're going to get after it. Today's another day. Sun came up again. God bless y'all.